the gas company wants to make money, and that's why they are here. If we can induce them that, all right, you can raise the rates by so much and move from here to some other place and sell this land at a profit, because this would be an ideal situation for any developer, and that would be a win-win situation for everybody.
All right. I'd like to open the floor for the board to have our discussions and comments. I would remind you that the outcome of this needs. I agree. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. The purpose of the discussion is to express our opinions, our response to what we heard, and try to give some feedback on those issues to the extent that we can. But ultimately, we have documents that we need to approve, whether as is or with modifications. And if they are with modifications, we need to be very specific, because I would like to make those modifications, sign them, and submit them to the PUC and Dogger before we get to the workshop, to the hearings. So with that, I'd like to open the floor for discussion. I'll pass the mic around. No, just stay where you are.
Hi, I'm Sherry Darrell-Hunnian. I've been on the board about 2 years. I got appointed when a few people resigned. I've been to almost every single air quality management meeting except for the Diamond Bar ones, because I work full-time, couldn't take half day off. The people that want to talk about, you want to get the most bang for your buck in your 1 minute, I was thinking a lot about this because I even flew to Sacramento and testified at the CARB meeting. And my suggestion, and you can take it or leave it, but it's worked for me. If you only have a minute, practice in front of the mirror and go, okay, the first 30 seconds, I'm going to tell my personal story. The seconds 30 through 45, I'm going to say what things I would like you to do. And then seconds 46 through 60, plead your heart out and hit them where it counts. Because if you don't, I mean, you can bring emotion, do whatever you want to do, but those of us that have been to like 12 of these meetings, we're like, oh, okay, I cried the first 3 meetings. And by making a meaningful argument and saying how it affected me, this is our community, how my kids couldn't do this, my health issues, my mental health issues, whatever it is, I beg you, this is no way to live, and you know, da-da-da-da-da, and cut for the jugular. That's my opinion.
Hello everybody, I'm Asad Al-Najjar. I joined this side of the board the past 3 weeks, and I've been Porter Ranch resident for 13 years. I stress on Sherry's words and Isam's and everybody's. It is essential for us to show presence on Wednesday and be heard. A couple of weeks ago, we had a big rally in downtown with almost 750,000 people. Yesterday at LAX, there was almost 15,000 people with the mayor. So your presence is going to make a difference. Yes, Isam and the PRNC here did a nice package. We could put everything in writing, but without you showing up and showing force that we are all there, our words will just disappear in somebody's garbage or shredder. So I stress on you to be there Wednesday and Thursday, and let's do it. Thank you.
Well, everybody, my name is Gabriel Kellen. I have been a resident as well, stakeholder for over 15 years, and I do emphasize as well with Sherry and Assad to actually do show up on Wednesday and Thursday if you can. Bring your kids, bring your family, pictures, anything you can to show facts of what is actually going on up there. I did not personally find out about this facility until about when the blowout happened, to be honest with you. I knew something's up there, never knew what, now I know. And it's pretty scary. So we have to stand in force, we have to unite, we have to be there. If you're not going to say something, if you're afraid of saying something, at least be there. be at the, I believe there's a rally outside as well, a press conference, and go inside and do everything you can, and hope to see all of you there.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Milbauer, and I'm a former Porter Ranch resident, and now I live in Chatsworth, just down the hill, like really close. And my family was very affected by the gas blowout, and I am a huge advocate for shutting that facility down for good permanently so it can't do any more harm to our community. My advice to you is a few things. You should write your comments, because that's what I do. I write my comments because I'm pretty long-winded, I've got a lot to say. I submit my written comments, and then I show up and I give my 1 minute, 2 minute elevator speech. It's condensed. Tell your story. Speak from the heart. If you cry, it's okay. I will make sure we have Kleenex there for you, okay? Because I usually always cry when I start talking about this. The other thing I would say is you should write your representatives, your government representatives, and really impress upon them how important this is, that they stand behind this community. Their information can be found on our website, PRNC.org, and I think it's under resources. Always, you can email me if you have any questions about anything, you want to find out something. You can email board@prnc.org, or any one of us specifically. It's just our names together. There's no dots, there's no spaces, at PRNC.org. I can't remember, well, I did want to say something. Thank you so much for preparing these amazing comments. Back to Dogger and the CPUC, and your letter I thought was outstanding, and I too was completely, my mind was blown when I saw that they were going to allow 6 tons of methane. When they put it into kilograms, and I'm sorry, I'm an American, so kilograms mean jack to me, okay? And I can't think of anything else to say, but it's really important that we get there. This is the final push. This is it. After Wednesday and Thursday, there are no more chances. It's done. So please show up. Please tell your neighbors. Please go down to I was at Petco during the blowout trying to pass out flyers, and the girl's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, there's methane pouring down the mountain. What do you mean? So just talk to people. You have got to talk to them, because some of them don't even know what AQMD is. Anyways, if you have questions, let us know. And I'll see you on Wednesday.
Good evening. I'll just echo what everyone else has said, and add a few additional tidbits. What we've seen in the world today, in our government, in the past few months, and this echoes further than just Porter Ranch, local action works. Okay? It really doesn't matter what your electeds say on TV. They can be persuaded, and they can be persuaded by local action. You folks. If we show up, we will get action. If we don't, the opposite. It really is that simple. These regulatory boards, our electeds, cannot ignore you in mass. The system doesn't work that way. So I implore you all to bring everyone you know. If they have no idea what's going on, buy them Starbucks and tell them to sit next to you. Really, just get them there. In terms of, I'll address if I can real quick, one of the questions on financials. I've looked at the financials for Sempra. There's a nominal change, without a least so. I mean, that's been one of their arguments, is that we need it. Not only do they need it for reliability, that's the public piece, but they want it as a piggy bank. They're making boatloads of money. SCG is making boatloads of money. This is with the field been offline for this entire fiscal year. I'm happy to speak with you after if you want some more information. In terms of what to say, real quick, I'm just facts right back at you. That's how I deal with the gas company. Dog, you're supposed to regulate, you failed. I mean, anyone who's been up on that panel long enough, you failed. You failed everyone in the room. Put it back on them, share your personal stories. I will caution you, I'm not an attorney, but if you're going to speak about your own personal trauma, I would advise you to speak to your own attorney just to make sure you're safe. And that's it. I look forward to seeing everybody Wednesday, Thursday.
I was just going to say, if you don't want to share your personal story, but you want to attend there, you can just walk up to the mic and say, I support the permanent closure of Aliso Canyon. you don't have to get personal. You can just support voice your support.
Yeah, I really, again, encourage everybody to come, and really my feeling on this is, I think Wednesday and Thursday we need to push that this is a health issue disguised as an energy issue. We don't need that. Is it a big piggy bank for them? It's traded on the futures exchange, and I've also done a lot of research. They also rent out, it's like a parking lot for gas. If you have gas, you can park it there. Okay, so a lot of it is in ours. LADWP does not buy gas to generate electricity from Aliso Canyon. Okay, it is a big piggy bank for trading on the futures exchange. But anyway, back to the health issue. Again, this is a health issue. We are not in the they think we're in the sacrifice zone. We're not. We're human beings. Our health is important, our kids are important, our air is important, and I would really like to focus on that Wednesday. They can say all these things that they're doing, but they haven't addressed the health issue, and they haven't even begun to figure out the root cause. And I think Matt had said earlier, that is like a plane crashing, and then putting new wheels on it and putting it back up in the air without ever figuring out why the plane crashed. So again, focus on the health issues and really just show up en masse. Again, if you're not comfortable saying anything, that's okay. The fact that the regulators and the elected officials see a sea of people means we're all voters. That will mean something to them. Just please show up. So thank you. And thank you for showing up tonight.
Hi, my name is Alex Kim, and I lived in PRNC about 30 years, and I never seen anything like this, and I'm very, very disappointed about the position of behavior like all the elected officials shown us, and the DOGR and all the state agency, they are the one who let gas company just fail, okay? They allowed them to fail all these years. Now they try to come clean or halfway clean, and to me it's very unacceptable, or like, I think people need to know who we are dealing with. And once in a while I say mean thing without any hesitation, but today I want to say it. I show up at the hearing or shut up. Okay?
I had a question, Isam. Did DOGR, I know that the gas company didn't send their dear neighbor alert to us to let us know about this meeting, but did DOGR and the CPUC do any outreach for this meeting in any other languages? Did they translate it to, let's say, Korean or Russian or Armenian? Because we've got a lot of stakeholders that do not have English as their first language. Are they aware of this? That's my question that I would love to have DOGR and the CPUC, or DOGR, actually answer.
One last thing, because half of us live in gated communities and the other half don't, and a lot of us have dogs who don't have kids, whatever. I was out walking my dog every day for twice a day, and I carry, what are these? Not this one. I carry these in my pocket along with the poop bag. And I gotta tell you, it's the same way I campaigned for Stern, the same way I campaigned for myself when I ran for council, and people who have dogs love to talk and compare dog nose. Hey, my dog's is Fifi, but what are you doing Wednesday night? So I can't implore you enough. I'm like a born salesperson, and if you get 2 people and they get 2 people, and we have 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 people, it won't even be standing room only, we'll be out in the street. The last question I had is, do we know, let's say I'm late to work, I was late an hour today. What time would you say, if I'm coming from, my work in Valencia, what time would I come if I wanted to just do comment because I'm hit traffic and all that,
Probably at 7:30. On their agenda, it says public comment begins at 7:30. And I'll park in Chatsworth because it'll be so many cars, right?
All right, thank you, and we have a lot that we need to go through here, so just want to let you know, I appreciate the push on the health impact, and we have tried to impress on them that this is not just a numbers game. This is, in the technical world that they live in, this is what's referred to as the risk analysis. There needs to be a risk assessment to understand how much risk are we taking on for the whatever benefit they quantify out of this facility. And so in all these letters that we've prepared, we've highlighted the point that both Dogger and the PUC have run the numbers based on supply, demand, and cost. And what is missing in that equation is that risk analysis. On Friday, I was in Sacramento. I met with both organizations and I made that pitch to them, and they understood what I was referring to. They understand that in other applications, risk analysis is part of that equation. So I will impress on them again at the workshops that that needs to be part of the equation, see where that goes. And you know, at the end of the day, still, these guys do calculations. So, you know, when you're a hammer, everything is a nail. To these guys, it's all in the numbers. It's all that has to come out in an analysis of sort. So that's why I focused my time and energy on the analysis. And if you have the time to get online on our website, now that we have these posted, and read the material, it might give you some ideas also as to some of the things you want to say. So there might be some sentence in them or some idea that jumps out and says, you know what, I want to bring this up. So go there, mine the document, see if there's anything also that feels right to you to make that statement, and move on from there. So we have two organizations we're appealing our case to, Dogger and the PUC. The case we're making to Dogger is that the tests that they've conducted are not enough to secure the safety of the wells. So while they're far better than what was done before, which was nothing, it still is falls short, and because of that, they should not be ready to start this up. The second thing that we're impressing on them is they're saying that the field can withstand the same pressure that it was on before. And we told them that is a slap in the face to the community. That, you know, just the mere fact that it did not work before should be enough reason for you not to say, let's put it at the same pressure. So, but again, the risk analysis, what they understand is lacking, and hopefully we'll get there. And so we tried to make a number of cases in the technical part. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's the collection of everything we do. It's the technical part, the uncertainty part, the fear part, the anxiety part, the health part, the hell not in my backyard again part. So all of these have to come together on Wednesday, on Thursday. And you know what? I want to also say something. We conduct our business in the sunlight.
Yes.
Everything we do is posted online before our meeting. Everything we discuss is discussed in public. We have an adversary that does its business in hallways and closed rooms. So we are already at a disadvantage. But this is how public input needs to be. It needs to be in the sunlight, and we shouldn't be afraid of stepping up and saying what we think, regardless of whether they're listening or not listening. I don't care. We need to speak to our representatives. We need to speak to our regulatory agencies and let them understand, at the end of the day, this is not going to continue. They may make the decisions about reopening. They may make decisions about pumping things. At the end of the day, we will not stop until this is over. So we have a big battle in front of us, but I don't care what the outcome is going to be. It is not the end of the war unless this battle wins it. So keep the faith and we will get there. That's number one. We need to have motions about the comments. So to that extent, I wrote down some questions that people asked, so I want to do my best to address them. Let me do that. Is parking free? Good question. I think it is. That's what happened last time we had a meeting at the Hilton. We will ask.
Orange line too, because if you live and you take the orange line.
Just a second.
The orange line, they come every 8 minutes So if you, like, I personally don't like paying 20 bucks in case I come at like 7 and I miss the window or I gotta park somewhere a block away. If you take the orange line down, they run every 8 minutes, and it's a 4-minute walk from where you get off to the hotel, so.
Some people may have a hard time with that, but that's,
No, but I
that's
mean,
good to know.
People like, you know.
Alex?
I also want to know whether they're going to offer like simultaneous translation into different languages, because Photo Ranch has 40%, 41%.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay. How does the well passing criteria work? Basically, these battery of tests that they've done are all new. They were not done before. So they basically told them, okay, for the remaining 114, one by one, you need to do these tests before we can approve it for reuse if we ever get there. So they started with a battery of 2 tests, simply to detect whether there's something leaking during that test. And that's tests 1 and 2, and they go all the way to test 6. These are described in the memo that we prepared to Dogger on the comments, so please, if you can take a look at it. So once they passed all the tests, then they submitted those test results to Dogger to review and to verify, or at least to certify that that well has passed these tests that Dogger has specified. And so they did that one by one. Now they are at 35 wells. Okay?
My question is, did they have to do anything to the wells so that they would pass? But I want to make a case that the wells didn't pass and needed to, so that 0 wells
I hear you.
passed.
I hear you. We don't know how many did not pass and needed modifications to pass. I don't have that answer, but it's a good question.
Thank you very much.
Okay. How much time do people have to speak? I've asked that question today. There will be a facilitator from Sacramento State University who will be facilitating this workshop. I got to tell you, and I know I'm in the minority on this, they are making every effort to have us heard. They are making every effort to try to accommodate us. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it or sound like it, but I will tell you the bending over backwards that at least they've given to me when I met with them has been very encouraging. They are very open to hearing and knowing about things that they can do, that we would like them to do to help in this process. They are not closed-minded about it, at least from the way I have seen it. So the facilitator is the one who convinced them after we met on Friday that this format that they had before was really problematic to people and they needed to change it, and he convinced them to change it. I was hoping that they would change it and still allow a panel Q&A, but they did not agree to go there, and so it's only a comment from the public the way we're used to these situations, and this is how it's going to be. So that's that. We don't know how much time they're going to give. And he told me because we don't know how many people are going to speak up. So they have a time allotment, and they're going to have to play it by ear at the time, and I told them I understand. Quickly.
Since we have a problem in the Porter Ranch, why do they hold the meetings in Woodland Hills, Town, or some other place?
It is merely a matter of venue. They need to find a place that can accommodate. CSUN is another place that they can do it. But again, they have to contract with entities to do these meetings. Also, there needs to be an audio-visual because they will be streaming this meeting on Wednesday. So there are logistical challenges to them. I'm just saying, this is why I am grateful they're doing it in the valley. Let me just say that. I'm sorry, sir.
I just wanted to ask, did I hear that there's going to be some sort of rally before the meeting itself? Are we going to be, and if so, should we be bringing signs
I'm gonna walk this a little carefully. There's no PRNC rally. There are entities in the room who are organizing a rally. I would suggest you talk to them. Okay? So, guys, please. So, without further ado, I would like to go through approvals. So, we have the comments letter to Dogger that is in the notes, and in the letter we say that we are going to include the attachment, which is the technical report. So I need to know any discussion on this. Can I have a motion to approve the Dogger letter? Just a second, we'll make changes.
I move to approve the Dogger letter.
I'll second that.
Okay, can we have a discussion? Any comments, any edits we need to make? And I need somebody to track those edits.
It's on page 1, number 1 on the bottom, adequacy.
I don't know.
Adequacy. Is that correct?
I know it looks weird.
Okay, other edits? Stay with me, guys. Dogger comments.
Someone mentioned there was typo.
Lori, typos. In which document?
The document that you're in is the letter to Dogger.
Okay.
What page?
Draft pending, Elisa pending. That's it. On page 3, under seismic integrity,
Yeah.
the second paragraph down at the bottom, Russian roulette,
Oh, yes, ROU, right?
inserted U.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only other thing that this would be an addition, page 4 goes into a partial paragraph from before. You're talking about a major catastrophic failure, such as a seismic event. First paragraph.
What paragraph?
Can you guys stay with us? If you need to have a conversation, please take it outside for a second.
Page 4?
Page 4, it is the first paragraph, but it's a continuation from page 3.
Oh, okay. So like 7 lines down,
Yeah.
catastrophic? Okay.
A more catastrophic failure that results in the failure of both the tubing and the casing, such as a seismic event, would also result in another uncontrolled gas blowout. I would put could result in multiple. There's 110 wells, or blowout or blowouts.
All right. I do want to ask you, let's not split hairs.
Okay. There's an earthquake up there. There's not going to be one blowout. There's going to be one.
I agree. It will be. I'll remove the another, make other.
Oh, that's good.
Gas blowout or blowouts would be the only thing I would insert.
Wow. Okay. Any other comment on this document?
And I don't want to make you do extra work, but because of just seismic, what about the fires? Would that have any impact even though they're underground or no?
No, because it doesn't cause a well failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
All right. No further comments. Can I have a vote on the document as well as, by the way, as I mentioned, the reliable gas delivery report is an attachment to that document. So if there's anything on this detailed report, this goes with this motion. Any edit on that? Okay, can I have a vote? Call the vote?
Phelan brought his daughter.
Just let's worry about that right now.
Yeah, she left this up here. She had to leave. Becky said I had to leave, but Bailey's coming back to drive his daughter home.
Okay.
All right, David?
He has a loose.
Sherry?
Yes.
Susan?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Jason? Andrew?
Yes.
Becky? Jennifer?
Yes.
Assad? Yes. Gabriel? Yes. Hassan?
Yes.
8 out of 11.
Okay. The next document is the comments to the PUC.